Shabbat Shalom. It's Reuben Ebrahimoff, the Haftorahman. This week's Haftorah, Chukat, one of my favorite Haftorahs of all time. Who is it about? Yiftach HaGiladi. This man, famous Giladi. Do we have any other famous Giladi? We have Eliyahu HaNavi, Eliyahu HaTishbi, Eliyahu HaGiladi. So there seems to be some spiritual aliveness in this part of the country. It was up north to the east side of the land. Yiftach was one of the Shoftim. So after the time of Yehoshua, the successor of Moses, and before the time of the building of the Beis HaMikdash, there's this string of Shoftim, judges, not just judicial judges, but militaristic judges, people that led the nation. They were the spiritual leaders of the time. So, now you have Yiftach. What's going on over here? It's from Perek Yud Aleph, chapter 11, and it starts right at the top of the Perek, and what happens? V'yiftach HaGiladi haya gibor chayil. He was a big soldier, and he's the son of Isha Zonah. Zonah, not what you think. According to some, Yiftach's father, he had two wives. The first wife was his contractual ketubah wife, and this was sort of a second wife, non-ketubah wife. However, Yiftach's bad luck was that his brothers were telling him, hey, you're not entitled to inheritance from our father. And he's like, you know what? If I'm not good enough for you to be a brother, then you know what? I'm just going to leave, and I'm going to go. And he leaves. And guess where he goes? To a land called Eretz Tov. What was Tov about it? Well, some of the Mefarshim say that it was a tax-free zone. Or some other commentaries were that these rogues would hang out over there. It was like off to the side on the east of the Jordan River. So, he's over there. The Ammonites come and they go to attack the nation of Yisrael, and the leaders of the nation of Yisrael go to Yiftach in Eretz Tov, and they plead with him, could you please be the leader of the army here? And he looks at them, he goes, you got to be kidding. Now you need me? Now you need me? They say, please, Yiftach, we need you to lead us into the war. He goes, oh, now you need me. Guess what? I'm not interested. If you're not going to make me Nasi, the leader, I'm not just going to fight a war. But if I win the war, I want to be the leader of the nation. I want the whole kit and caboodle. So then Yiftach is mispalel to the Ribbono Shel Olam, and he says, Hashem, if you are helping me to be victorious in the war, I will offer up to you the first thing that walks out from my gates in the victory parade. Okay, let's see what happens. Remember, war was fought differently in those days. He first goes to the Ammonites and he tries to negotiate with them and ask them, listen, why are you trying to start up with us? You say that we took over your land. We never took over your land. We never fought you. As a matter of fact, Yiftach is a master historian, and he's able to replicate the entire journey of the Jewish people historically when they were going through the desert and through Jordan before they came to the land of Israel. And he's explaining to the king, you have your facts wrong. 90% of mistakes are made in the perception mode. He didn't say that. Harvard Business School did a study. So now, the mistake that Yiftach is trying to straighten out is, we don't want to fight. If you look at the word in Hebrew for war, it's milchama, lechem. Let's try to talk this through and break bread. If you look at this word in Arabic, it's harb, sword. Two different mentalities. We have the Israeli Defense Forces. This is not a political statement. What happens now is Yiftach is unable to convince the Ammonites not to go to war. So they go to war, and Yiftach is successful and victorious, and he massacres the Ammonites. Now what happens is the victory parade, and everybody's celebrating the victory over the Ammonites, especially his only daughter. And the daughter says it was holding up her tambourine and playing music, and she is the one that comes out of the father's home's gates to greet her father. She was thinking the father would say, "Oh, my daughter, Baruch Hashem." How does he answer her? He made a neder, he made a promise that he would offer up as a sacrifice the first thing. So he says, "Oy vey zmir." Yes, he spoke Yiddish. Just kidding. So now, what happens is he does not want to go to Pinchas, the Kohen Gadol, to be annulling his neder, his promise. And Pinchas is saying, I'm the Kohen Gadol. I'm not going to go to him. And it turns out that she begs her father to please let her go into the mountains, and she prays to Hashem for 90 days, that she says that she's sorry that her father made this promise, but she will keep according to what he said. The Haftorah ends there, but if you look in the text afterwards, it says that Yiftach did as he promised. So some of the Mefarshim say that he did kill her, and according to his promise, but the other Midrashim say, which is a little softer to understand, is that she was put in some sort of cherem. And being in cherem, not being married and not having children, is as if she was dead. So that's the end of the story. But the middle and the beginning are tremendously inspiring and exciting stories about the history and the spirituality of the Jewish people. Shabbat Shalom. Enjoy the Haftarah.